The Johnski is a YouTube channel run by and run for people over the age of 13. People under the age of 13 should click off of this video right now, or watch with a parent or guardian. Viewer discretion is advised.
You don't scare me!
Milit's freaking today, militiamen. My name is King Prime, and welcome back to another video here on the YouTube channel. Today, as you can tell from the elevated angle, yes, my friends, we are taking a look at another figure from the Halo the Spartan collection line by Jazzwares. Today, the victim is the brand new Spartan Carter-A259 from Halo Reach. Fun. I know I just said in the, I think it was the Linda review, that I didn't have Carter and that he was on pre-order, yada yada. Well, guess what? Went to GameStop today and they said, hey, guess what, King Prime, there's a pre-order for you. Went into the store, paid for this, bing bang boom, got the figure. So now I have a complete Noble team. With Carter, that brings me to all 6 members. Real quick, taking a look at the packaging, the backdrop of the figure is the same sort of mid-2000s, late 2000s drip. Looks like a Linkin Park album cover, I'm not gonna lie. Looks pretty good though. The new blue sidebar and the new blue aesthetic that has been added to these new figures, previously was green, and now with Wave 6, or Series 6, I'm sorry, you get the nice blue. So you have another picture of Carter up here. And on the back, you have a picture of Carter, all the contents of what he comes with, and the other figures in line. I have Linda. I will probably get Chief at some point. They didn't have him at the GameStop where I went today, but if they did, I would have gotten him, which is sad because I didn't see him. But they had everyone else, and they had Carter, and that's what really matters. So that's about it for the box. There's nothing really interesting about it. It's just a regular windowed box that you get with any 6-inch action figure freeze frame.
Oh no! I didn't need to turn these on! Ah!
Freeze frame unfreeze, and here we have the contents of the box. Real quick, let me just strip Carter of his weapon here and show you exactly what this figure comes with and what it comes like. So when you open the box, let me also move these out of the way. You will get Carter, who is, of course, the leader of Noble Team. He is beautifully detailed. This figure specifically, at least, let me turn off the light a little bit so you can maybe get a better view of it, has a bit more silver detailing on him, like scratch marks and stuff, but you really cannot tell unless you get it at a certain angle. Like, you can kind of see it right there. I got the version that had the most silver detailing on it. I didn't want the other one. I wanted the one with the more scratches because that's what he looks like in the game. But this isn't bad. You have his nice Commander armor set, which is very accurate to how he looks in the game. A very beautiful sort of bronze-ish chromed out visor plate there, and the red lines that go to his communications antenna and stuff. On the back, you have a storage bag as well as actually, I guess they don't have it. Usually Carter has a lockbox on his thighs, at least in the in-game model does, but he doesn't have it on the figure. But what he does have is his command pad, which he has on his left forearm, and the single JFO shoulder piece, and then the single, I actually don't know what this one is called, but you have that option. You also have a few mag pouches on his chest and a single combat knife, which is removable and has a scabbard right there on his chest armor up here. So that looks very nice. The knife, if you're wondering, is just black plastic with a little bit of silver detailing on the handle. Other than that, the detailing continues down his legs. You get the white stripe on his thigh, just a little bit of silver detailing there, as well as the white stripes on his pretty dirtied up armor pieces, which, you know, are on his shins, and it makes sense since he's going to be running through the fields on Reach that he'd have a little bit of dirt and grime there. It looks great though, I can't lie. As for the articulation of the figure, we do have you can't really tell, but it is a ball joint at the head, but it's really limited by this single hinge, which is a ratcheted hinge joint, which can look up and down that far, but you do have the ball joint in there. I do promise you, it's there. As for the shoulders, you do have an in and out hinge, as well as a full 360 range of motion. You have a bicep swivel at the upper bicep, a double jointed elbow bend, and a in and out joint at the hands. You have a little bit of a chest ball joint, and you have nothing at the waist. The hips, though, are on ball joints, as you can see, mind the angle in there. They are on ball joints, so they get a full range of motion, as well as a upper thigh cut and a double hinged knee joint, as well as a hinge at the foot and a toe bend. So that's pretty standard articulation for a Halo the Spartan Collection action figure. It does, however, look great. This does look like Carter. The armor could be a little bit darker, in my opinion at least, but I really like this. The best part about these this Series 6 of Halo the Spartan Collection figures is that they've really increased the tolerances and stuff with the figure. For instance, the arms don't swivel as freely. There's no loose parts. Really, this is a completely solid figure, whereas with previous series, they have been a little bit loose, and this figure has greatly improved on that. WCT and Jazzwares have done a great job at improving upon the QC of these types of figures. They did it with Linda, they did it with Arbiter, who is an awesome figure. He's huge though, and I'm still having problems figuring out where the hell I'm going to put him, but Carter has a spot reserved for him on the shelf. So just give me a minute and I will bring in the accessories. Freeze frame.
Hey, yo, look who fell asleep first.
Prank him, John.
You already know.
Freeze frame, unfreeze. Here are the accessories. We have a nice DMR, which is bent at the tip because of plastic happening. I've tried to straighten it out. I haven't done it with hot water yet, but boiling water will fix this. All you got to do is bend it back into place. However, since this guy is going to have his weapon on his back and it will be using the pistol primarily in my display, I don't really mind, but it's a very nicely detailed DMR. There's a lot of sculpted detailing, though there is not a whole lot of paint detail. It does look fantastic, and it's kind of hefty. I'm not gonna lie, this is a pretty weighty accessory. You also have his Magnum down here. This is the Halo Reach Magnum. Have the single white stripe that you have in the game, as well as a hole, so you can peg this into his thigh, although I'm not really going to do that right now. I'll just put these to the side. You also get some alternate hands. You get a single fisted hand for whatever reason, so you don't have a pair of those. You do have two of these faux saluting hands, which I don't like. I hate when the figures include these because there is no practical use for them, as well as two pointing hands, which can be used, I guess, as trigger fingers. But it doesn't really work all that well. It's fine. And you also, in case you're wondering, do get the just regular grabby hands with the figure. So not bad at all. The accessories are pretty good, I'd say. The only thing missing here is obviously an alternate head sculpt to have an unhelmeted Carter head. Of course, you can get those aftermarket, which I have done in the past. I did it for George, and in fact, I'm going to link that in the description this time, so that if you really want a unhelmeted head for your Halo the Spartan Collection figures, you can grab it if need be. I know I will, because I already did it for George. I'm, of course, going to do it for Carter. Just tell him that King Prime from the Johnski sent you, and we'll be all good. So now that we've covered all that, let's get into a quick size comparison. Freeze frame. Freeze frame, unfreeze. So unfortunately the rest of my Noble team is kind of entrenched deep in my display, but instead I will bring in everyone's big favorite Jolly Green Giant. As you can tell, Chief is still a bit taller than Carter, being a Spartan 2. That'll happen. Everyone has a Master Chief figure. It's the most common figure in this entire line. So you can definitely get a gauge on how big they're going to be next to each other, or how big he's going to be next to the rest of Noble team. That's how they scale next to each other. Freeze frame.
Pardon? You there? You still mad? Oh, no!
Freeze frame, unfreeze. So overall, there is absolutely nothing wrong with this Carter figure. In fact, I would say that this is a very solid figure. It's just kind of average, you know? We've kind of come into a comfortable calm with these Noble Team figures where we know they're at least going to be good. So we're not really expecting a whole lot. Our expectations can be blown away with Arbiter or Linda or Kelly. But with figures like Carter here, we're just kind of floating on by. We know that these Noble figures are going to be good because the Noble team is arguably the most popular characters in Halo. We know that they're going to be awesome because we know that Jazzwares always knocks it out of the park with these Halo the Spartan Collection figures. This is no exception. I do believe that everything with this figure, including all the accessories, all the details, are great, even though I think there could be a little bit more silver weathering, just a smidgen more, because I actually like the way they look when they're all dirty and stuff. This is a fine level. The only thing I really wish, like I always keep saying, is that the alternate head sculpt would be excellent to be included with these figures. God knows, with the amount of plastic used with the Arbiter, a little bit can be spared for George and for Carter when they need an alternate head. So that's going to wrap this up for this video. If you like Halo Reach, if you like Noble Team, if you like Carter, if you like Halo in general, make sure you share this video with all your Facebook groups, all your friends, all that good stuff. Also, make sure you like, comment, subscribe down below, all that good stuff. And as always, my friends, peace.